Are you ready to supercharge your Duolingo English Test score with just a few small changes? We're going to look at 9 simple sentence upgrades that can be the difference between an okay score like 110 and a very good score like 140. So, if that sounds good, let's get started. I'm Francis from Last Minute English, and today we're looking at 9 simple sentence upgrades that can make your English sound more sophisticated and boost your DET score. And at the end of the video, we're going to put everything we've learned together and describe this amazing photo. So let's start with clarity. If we use really clear sentences, that shows that we have a mastery of English. For example, look at this normal sentence. I have a friend who is good at sports. It's okay, there's no big problem with it, but we don't know how good. A little good? It's their hobby? Or are they like a professional sports person? Now let's say that it's the second one. They're a professional sports person. They're very, 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 very good. Let's change it and see how we can make the sentence higher level and clearer. We could say, my friend excels at sports. So we've made the sentence shorter, more concise. We've made it clearer. Very, very good at sports, and we've used some advanced vocabulary as well. Now let's look at a sentence which could be used to talk about the write about the photo or speak about the photo questions. So the sentence is, the cat looked comfortable sat on the mat. Now it's okay, but we can give more impact to this sentence. We can make it a little bit less boring. So let's change it to, the cat lounged on the mat. So lounge means to sit very comfortably, but we're changing the looked comfortable sat from the original sentence to lounged, and it creates a much clearer idea in the brain of the person who's listening. And of course, it's better vocabulary. So this is a really good way to boost your score in those photo questions. And let's look at another example of how we can use fewer words, but chosen more carefully to give a much higher level sentence. So our original sentence, the company experienced a significant increase in sales over the past year. Again, it's okay, it's fine. There's nothing wrong, the grammar is okay, but we can use less words, but more powerful words to make this sentence much more interesting and high level. So let's say the company's sales skyrocketed last year. So skyrocket means to go whoosh, like increase very, very quickly. But it's such a powerful word and an advanced piece of vocabulary that that's going to make our answer much better. Next, let's talk about one of the most boring words in English. And that very boring word is the word interesting. So we've got the sentence, the book was interesting. It's such an unexciting sentence. So let's change that word interesting for a much more powerful word. Let's use the word captivating. We could say the book was captivating, or we can switch it around and say I was captivated by the book, or I was captivated by the story. So when we change those normal adjectives like interesting for more unusual adjectives like captivating, again, we're going to boost our answer. And let's move to the next one. I ate a sandwich for lunch. It was nice. Nice, again, is such a boring word. Nice is like, it was 7 out of 10. It was fine. So let's change it to something much more exciting. So, I wolfed down a sandwich for lunch. The flavors exploded in my mouth. So, we've changed both halves. Instead of saying, I ate a sandwich, we're saying, I wolfed down. That means to eat something in a very quick and a very hungry way, because either you're very hungry or it's really, really delicious, or maybe both. And it kind of gives the feeling of like a wolf or a dog eating something very quickly. And instead of it was nice, we've said the flavors exploded in my mouth. So it's much more dramatic, much more interesting language. And let's look at another one. The movie was good. Good is such a boring word. It feels very flat. We don't get any emotion from that very simple sentence. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We also have a free guide to the Duolingo English Test with everything you need to know to prepare. The link is just here under the video, so check that out. So instead of the movie was good, we could say the movie transported me to another world. So we've changed that word good. We've actually added more words here, but it's okay because we're creating such an interesting idea. It transported me to another world. It was so good that I forgot about my normal life and I was in a whole different place. Finally, let's talk about sentence structure. So quite often a mistake people make is making their sentences too simple. For example, let's look at this one. She went to the shop. She bought milk. Now that's okay if you want to score 100 or 110. If you want to get 140, we need to be using some more interesting, longer, more complex sentences. So we could say, while at the shop, she bought milk. So we're connecting the sentences together. We're using the word while, meaning when, and we're putting a comma in the middle. And this is going to be very useful for many different parts of the DET, but in particular, things like summarize the conversation. When you have to say what's just happened, you can connect the different parts together and give your grammar a nice little boost. And let's take a look at another example. So the child kicked the ball. It moved through the air. Again, it's two very simple sentences, and also it's the problem from before. We don't get a strong feeling from those sentences. So let's take all of the things that we've learned and try to improve this one. So we could say, with a mighty kick, the child sent the ball soaring through the air. Much more interesting, better grammar and better vocabulary, and we get the emotion of it as well. Soaring means like going very, very high, like a plane in the sky. And here's another one, very basic sentence. The dog barked, the cat ran away. So how could we improve that? So we could say, the dog's sudden bark startled the cat and it fled for its life. Fled is the past tense of flee, which means run away. And startled means to scare someone suddenly. So now that we've done some practice, let's take a look at that photo of the old man that we saw at the start of the video. So we're going to look at the original version, kind of the score of 100 version of describing this photo. And then we're going to work on how we can improve it. So we could say, in the picture, it is raining. A man is reading a book. He has blue eyes. It's okay. We might say, he is a little old. But that's not the level that we want to get to, right? We want to be more sophisticated with our English. If we want to score 130, 140, we have to do better than this. So what I want you to do now is to pause the video, and we're going to give you a timer, and I want you to look at the photo and see if you can describe it in complex sentences, so not just little short sentences, and try to use as much interesting language as you can, okay? And then after you've done that, I'll show you my answer. So let's have a try at that now. Welcome back. So, I hope you've written your answer. Now, if you want to post your answer in the comments under the video, I would love to see them. So please let me know what your answer was. And of course, remember, there's not just one correct answer. There are many ways to describe this picture. Okay, so write your answers under here, but for now, let's take a look at my answer. So I would say, the image shows an older blue-eyed man wearing a thoughtful expression while reading a book on a rainy day. I think it's clear. It has some interesting language, like wearing a thoughtful expression. He looks like he's thinking about something. And it includes all of the details as well. So this would be a pretty good answer, but I do want to see your answer as well, so make sure you put it under here in the comments. So there we go, 9 sentence upgrades that can help you to score 130 or 140 on the Duolingo English test. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe. And remember, if you are preparing for the DET, we have our free guide. It's got everything you need to know, including the different universities that accept the DET, what score they need, and also the different questions on the exam. All for free. The link is here under the video. I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.